that new whip. Hey, who's that do trip?
And we're live.
Welcome to Bett Records, where we talk about hot topics, ideas, and all the shit you really want to hear.
And we're live, episode 58, I think. I don't know, 59.
We do this every time. You should
we
research
do that.
it before.
Honestly, I was gonna. I don't know if you noticed, but I went over to kind of pull it up, and I was like, "Shit, I got the stream going." And if I close out of this fucking stream, I'm gonna have to like click the X like 16 times
to get you all those ads.
to get the ads go away because I'm legally
NBA Live.
I'm legally streaming this.
Yes.
And yeah,
Deal.
so I was gonna click that, and then I was like, "Fuck!" Then I'm gonna have to click that. You know, I was like, "All right, fuck it. I'm just gonna guess." Hey, you bitch ass. All right. Yeah. So that's how we're starting. Got a special guest in the room.
Luke, how we doing?
I'm doing very well this Tuesday evening.
Good. Yeah. Tuesday evening, we got Big Boy Luke for a interview / podcast / Bett Records experience.
Kind of a nice day out too for it, huh?
Yeah.
First nice
Yeah.
day we've had in a I guess
Besides last
Sunday was pretty
Sunday.
nice. 75.
Luke Strana, an alumni of the Theta Rho chapter of TKE.
There you go.
I believe you were an alumni when I joined, correct?
Yeah, it would have been May 2020.
Yeah.
Graduated.
And
2020,
what was your scroll number?
729.
Okay, I'm
Jesus
756. The only reason I remember my scroll number is because Barry Bonds, when he broke the all-time home run record, he hit the home run, and the announcer goes, 756! Bonds stands alone! And that's just how I remember it.
There you go.
It's a good way to remember.
Like,
it.
I have no idea what my Phi-Tau number is. I would have to look at the jacket. But that ship sailed.
Either way, you probably stood alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like Barry Bonds. 756, you stood alone? No?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter anymore. Good time at Teak. We had good formal on Saturday night.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, I really enjoyed myself. It was great to see. Tony, our former pre-announce, was there. We had our sweethearts, Katana and Allison. I just wanted to go back to the scroll numbers. I don't think I've got a really good way to remember that I was 729, but I know Ryan Herbold, he's the one that asked me to join Teak.
Mm-hmm.
So we were both CAs in Sherburne, and he's just like, hey, Luke, I'm a junior in college. You're a sophomore. We've been good friends during campus and during our time here at college. I'm going to go to this fraternity event. Do you want to come? And so we went to this Rush event, and we went to a few of them, and the best was the Tico Bell. So basically, yes, the guys get together, and they do put together the spiciest tacos you can imagine, and it's awesome.
And it's I think you're given $15 by the chapter. You have a $15 budget. Get anything you want to talk about, and you just make a creation. And then the president and vice president are the judges. They taste them all and they say who's his best. And I actually won Tico Bell last year with me, Patrick, and I think it was Connor Cook.
Awesome.
We went for, it's not on the menu anymore, the Frito burrito. I don't know why they took that off. And then we got the Locos tacos, and then we got the Crunch Wrap, and we just made an insane combination, and it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I never won the competition, but I just remember every time you would always be on the toilet
Just
no
leave the
matter
door
what.
open,
Every
honestly.
Tico Bell, you're going to end up on the toilet. I mean, it's just a fact of the matter. So.
That's just what happens when you eat Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Or tacos in general, right?
Yeah, right.
Especially hot sauce, too.
Yeah.
But let's say you get $15, you can get anything at Taco Bell, and you could just create something insane. What would you go for?
Well, right now, I'd definitely get nacho fries. Put that in there
They
somewhere.
brought that back.
Yep, they did.
They got the spicy one still?
I don't know. The thing for me is I don't like spicy shit. So, I might be out on that.
Yeah.
But
So the Tico Bell.
Yeah.
Then after that,
Yeah, I'd say after the Tico Bell, let's see. Oh, there was the Nerf gun challenge, basically. So
What's that?
basically,
Nerf war.
the Nerf war. That's what it was. So all the guys, we get together in the house, and you bring all your Nerf guns and bullets and everything. And we even had we got it to where we put the fog machine up in the house because we got a fog machine for the Halloween haunted house,
and
we
then
got
we
that.
put up the black lights too.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think we even covered the house. There was a party for risk management, just covered all the windows and everything. And but yeah, that was awesome too. I think those were my two favorite, were the Nerf 4 and the Tico Bell easily.
Yeah.
nice.
I think we did a Nerf war one time, but it didn't go It
No.
didn't go too well.
I wasn't there. That was maybe a house thing. I didn't live in the house.
I had a hype. I have a video of me hyping everybody up, but then I feel like everybody just ditched out after I hyped everybody up. So kind of a wasted endeavor, honestly.
We did
but
the ball thing where we threw balls at each other.
that was pretty fun.
That was dope. It was
the
like
first-
dodgeball in a house.
The first
That's what I
Teak
explained.
Rush event I went to was what's the name of that gaming website? You know, the trivia game. What's it called? Jackbox.
Jackbox.
Jack
Oh,
and
yeah,
yep,
yeah.
I know.
And
Yep.
that's kind of like a more relaxed Rush event.
Yeah.
But it's honestly pretty fun because you could just
Oh yeah.
roast anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always liked that one too, and then another one I liked was bowling and pizza at one because they got the underground, and that one's
Yeah.
always fun because that's more of a low key one because it's like bowling. Like a lot of like half the guys I think take bowling really seriously, and like Andrew and Noah, they'll even bring their bowling ball
They
because
have
like
their
they
own
bowl
ball.
for like
Oh,
professional,
man.
and everybody else is just kind of there, just trying
Put
to
the bumpers
yeah,
up.
putting the bumpers up. Yeah.
The
No,
best
I don't-
part is,
yeah.
since it's on campus, it's all free.
Yeah.
That was
yep.
one of the pluses going to St. Cloud. All like the extra stuff was free. You just need your student ID.
No, that's definitely true.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun at the bowling, the pizza. I think it was so I went to that for Phyton. Who was it that I think it was John actually. He had his own bowling ball.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And
That would be the
and
person
then
I would guess.
I forget
Yeah.
who said it, but they were just like he bowled in high school. I was like, wait, what? High school bowling?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
like an actual sport kind of a thing. He
Well, I mean, it's a thing on ESPN.
varsity bowler.
Right. And like, I don't know, random example, but like some high schools have boys soccer, some don't. It just depends, on the population size,
Yeah.
obviously, and
You go to a bigger
maybe
school
you
or
went to
not.
California or something, and they have a lot more clubs like that too, honestly,
Yeah.
because I know John's been everywhere. So.
Yeah. Wasn't he living like Nashville or something now?
No, he
Something.
lives back in Rochester.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Oh.
he has a kid now and a wife.
I saw
That's
that.
awesome.
Hmm.
My bag. My bag.
That's right. I forgot about that. So, speaking of different towns in Minnesota, Luke, so where did you kind of grow up? Where did you spend your middle school, high school days? Did you move around a lot? Where were you kind of located?
Yeah. I was born in Fridley, Minnesota, and then I grew up primarily in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. So I was the oldest of 3 younger brothers. And when I was in 2nd grade, actually, my dad got a job opportunity in Corpus Christi, Texas. So, like, for geography, that's like about 2 hours south of San Antonio, right on the ocean. So,
Yeah.
like, it's Gulf of Mexico. There's 2 spring break destinations there. It's Mustang Island, and then I'm blanking on the
South
other one.
Padre.
Yeah, South Padre. That's the
Yeah.
other one.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then that was awesome. So then we were there for a year and a half because my mom got homesick. So that was kind of like a tough adjustment, I think, for her and like
Yeah.
us kids, like just leaving your friends. So we came back. I was in 3rd grade, and then ever since then I went to Hoover Elementary School, then Coon Rapids Middle School, and Coon Rapids High School, and that was a great experience.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. What kind of activities or clubs
Yeah.
did you kind of do in high school or middle school growing up?
Yeah. I was in a German club, and then I was in debate as well. So not really much more on the athletic side, but more
Yeah.
of the arts. So, but I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
I
okay.
really enjoyed those though. I mean, because like
What did you do for German club?
yeah,
Was
so
it like you just spoke German with a bunch of people, or
yeah, but, I mean, that was a part of it.
Usually you
Definitely.
eat German food, don't you?
Yes, sir. So we put together, like for Christmas, we put together the gingerbread houses, and then I think one time we even made sauerkraut too, and like I had
I believe
bratwurst, and they just did the whole 9 yards. So, and I think too, we tried to have like guest speakers come in and talk about their things, but then we did like just fun things too. Like one time we went to Valley Scare for Halloween.
that's cool.
That was a lot of fun too. So it's like you do your, you definitely do the German speaking too, but then
Yeah.
you got the right.
When does Valley Fair
Yeah.
open up again? I've
Very
been.
soon. I think in May sometime.
I've never
sounds
been.
right.
I want to
Yeah.
check it out.
You've never
Really?
been to Valley
Yeah.
Fair, dude?
No.
Oh,
Growing up, we back on the east and other parts of the country. I don't know if you guys know Six Flags.
Yeah,
They're
Yeah.
all over the place.
Heard of it?
Sure. Yeah.
And also Busch Gardens too. But Valley Fair is just strictly just a Minnesota amusement park.
Yeah.
Like what's like the main attraction there?
I would say mostly roller coasters. Like they've got the wild thing, right? and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they got the corkscrew.
Yeah.
And then let's see what else. And then the food's always good too. I'd
Yeah.
say those
Yes.
2 things
I
primarily.
like I've only been there 3 times in my life. Once in high school, I went on one ride and got food because there were so many people there. We stood in
Yeah.
line for the wild thing, 2, 3, 4 hours. I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah.
Only ride we went on, and then we got a bunch of food. And then the other 2 times I did the water park. primarily, and then a couple
Water
rides
park's
as
cool.
well.
Yeah.
The water park's pretty cool. The lazy river's kind of dumb because you go around it once. Have you done the water park there?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have. Right, I know.
You
what
go
mean.
around it once, and then there's a rope, so you gotta like get out and give your tube to
Yeah.
someone else, and then go back in the end of the line.
Well,
You
I
can't
do
just
like-
keep going around.
What is it, like the wave pool? I like that.
The wave pool's
Oh
cool.
yeah, where all the little kids pee in.
Those are
Yeah,
fun.
I bet you would like that.
What?
What?
Rude.
I don't think you should put little kids in that pool.
It
Oh,
is.
The
they're in
one
there.
that like simulates
Yeah,
the
dude.
giant
Yeah,
waves.
dude.
Yeah, you just gotta go up near
You
the
want
front
a
where it's like
tiny
12-foot
little
waves.
kid, though?
Dude, when we go to Valley Fair, you'll see. It's just full of little kids, bro.
Okay.
Honestly,
What about that indoor water park by the Mall of America?
Water Park in America.
Yeah, that's
That's
dope.
alright. I don't
It's
know.
dope.
It's alright.
And then I see a bunch of people. They'll drive 4 hours and go to what's in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah,
Wisconsin Dells is lit. That's
No.
where it's at.
How many times have you been there?
Once.
I've just been there once.
Yeah.
Have you gone?
Yeah, I've been Wisconsin Dells I think 2 or 3 times. Like more when I was younger, like family get-togethers.
Yes.
That'd be. I was gonna say another good one. I think is Bunker Beach. I want to say it is in Coon Rapids, or they've got
Yeah.
a wave pool too. That's
Yep.
kind of underrated. I haven't been there since. Geez, I think middle school or so.
Yeah.
But I remember it being fun. I mean,
I remember it
Yeah.
vaguely.
Yeah, there's
but-
some cool stuff out there. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I'd definitely get sick if I went to Valley Fair again. That's what I did every
Yeah.
time. I go on too many rides, and then my stomach gets upset, and I'm like, nah, I'm okay. I'll push through it. And then I
usually-
take that one extra ride, and then that's what does it.
And then
Mhm.
usually before that, you eat like something fat ass at the
Yeah,
amusement
true.
park.
yeah.
There's like this test online. It's just like, all right, how many times can you ride this roller coaster after eating 2 chili dogs before throwing up? Eh.
Gross.
I'd hate to be the person behind you.
That's true.
Gross. Can you imagine on the what's the one that goes upside down? Is that the corkscrew?
Yeah, I think.
It's not the wild thing, I know that, but
Is that the corkscrew?
Might
Can
be.
you
Yeah, I think
imagine
it
going
must be.
upside down and somebody pukes at
Yeah.
the top, and then as you circle back around, it like lands on you?
Yeah.
I think it's
Right on your
raining
lap.
puke.
oh, it's a bird. No, it's definitely not a bird.
And I just, the stupidest people are the ones who bring their phones on the ride and are filming it, because if you drop your
Yeah.
phone, you're not getting it back. Like
Yeah.
you can go up to one of the staff and say, "Can you retrieve my phone?" They'll say no.
Yeah.
What?
That,
No,
that's
they'll go
not
get
that's
it.
not their job.
Someone will get it.
They won't do it during regular hours because
That's probably
the
true.
machine's running. And besides, it probably didn't survive the fall either.
Yeah.
Well, alright, but like if you lose your hat, someone's gonna go get it. I think.
I don't think they would do it during regular hours because that's dangerous walking into the under track.
Pause
as
the ride
well.
for 5 minutes. Someone runs out on a ladder.
Speaking of which, I remember like being a person with glasses. That'd always be a difficulty.
Oh,
Or like,
yeah.
you know, hey, what's gonna happen here? But fortunately, I've never had any problems. But I mean,
Do you take your glasses off for like roller coasters or something? Or
you know, I've never had to. It's kind of a risk that I've always taken. But I probably should. I mean, it's like I probably should honestly, because I mean, like you said, if your phone or glasses, I mean,
Yeah.
broken easily. Your hat'll survive at least, or like I
Right.
mean, that doesn't, you know, and it's a hat too. But glasses and a phone, I mean, you need those. I mean.
yeah, it's a couple $100 probably.
Yeah.
Because I don't have glasses obviously, so I've never thought about it. But like, I think about my hat honestly. Like, I'll put my hat in a cubby or something going on a roller
Why
coaster
would you
because
want to wear your hat in the first place? That's,
I'm
Yeah.
wearing it already.
yeah, I
You
guess
want to
could
flip it
flip
on backwards.
I still don't want to take the chance. I mean, you're going through a roller coaster and your head's bouncing around. No, that thing's gonna fall off. I don't know.
One of the,
I try not to keep.
That's
it on.
like my 2 hats I lost over last summer on the boat
Oh yeah, literally.
because I always forgot to take it off or put it on backwards and then
Yes.
fly off. Remember when was that the Hudson River where we had to circle around for
We
it?
did it twice.
The
We did that
Huts.
twice.
I lost my favorite hat last year for sure.
Yep.
And then I
We said-
recovered
Yep.
one of the hats twice.
Yes.
pretty sure the Hudson River's in New York.
No.
Whatever. What's the one in the St. Croix or is it what's
St.
the one
Croix is
River?
in
Right.
Hudson, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Yes,
Hudson,
that's what it is.
Wisconsin.
Yep.
That's what I
okay.
was thinking.
Yep.
Is that the? I think that's the one where my hat flew off and we circled back around for it.
And it was gone.
No, I think I recovered that one.
Okay, I was gonna say. If
I
it
lost-
Was, if it was
both
a
times,
lake,
it
I
didn't
lost
matter.
I lost a hat at Pleasant. That's where I lost one of my hats.
Because both times, oh shit, my hat. Okay, it's spin around. All right,
I
we're
don't
going
think
around in a circle and a
You know what's
circle,
fucked up,
and you gotta
too?
try to
Will a hat
turn-
sink?
I was all not right away, but you know what's fucked up is I was almost 3 for 3 on recoveries, but I literally dove in the water and I like had it in my hand and I just like I fumbled it like I was trying to pick up a baseball or something.
Yep.
And I just started seeing it sink, and I tried to like reach in under the water
Scoop
farther
it.
to scoop it,
Yep.
and I missed, and it sank, and I was like,
I mean, how deep is that lake?
I don't know, 12, 20 feet.
Yeah, but still, you don't want to do that in a murky ass lake.
I'm
All
not,
of a sudden,
I'm not diving
Yeah.
in.
all of a sudden, a
goddamn
fucking
lake.
crocodile.
A crocodile?
Yeah. You know, they say don't swim to the bottom of a lake because you don't know what's down there.
There's no crocodile.
It's not a crocodile, I'll tell you that one.
No, but have you ever seen the videos of people putting on the scuba gear and then going into a quarry and seeing all the shit that they find? They find hundreds upon hundreds of dollars that just sunk to the bottom. Phones, sunglasses. Makes me just want to put on the gear and just like steal everybody's money that they lost.
Yeah. More so like go hunting and get everyone's collectibles. Like find a hat and then dry it out or whatever, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I don't think cash would survive in the bottom of the lake, but...
Probably not for that long, at least.
I like if it's underwater, I think it would still be intact. But once you bring it up,
It's oxygen. Well, there's oxygen in the water though, unless it's in like a closed chest or something where there's no oxygen in there. But it'll still degrade over time
Yeah,
in the
it'll
water because
disintegrate,
there
I
is
feel like.
oxygen in the water, and
Yeah.
that's typically what like ruins shit over time is the oxygen.
That's true. That's true. What I'm trying to think of something that I lost like that. Oh my god, yeah, my hat in Florida. I couldn't think of what it was. Kayaking, same thing as this. I had my hat forward, wind off the water, just pushing your hat back. Lost it kayaking. I'm like, oh yeah, backpedal the kayak. No, long gone. It was 10 p.m. It was dope. We went glow in the dark night kayaking. So we had like glow sticks and LED lights on our kayaks and shit. It was pretty dope. And I didn't have a hat the rest of the trip, so that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I got out of it that you're not originally from Minnesota, right?
No, I'm from was born and raised
But
in
you
Minnesota.
just moved away and moved back.
Yep,
kind of a deal?
moved away and moved
Gotcha.
back.
All right.
Yep.
and
What is tater tot hot dish, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
tater
not
tot
casserole,
hot dish,
tater
not
tot
the
hot
I
dish.
remember you said Corpus Christi, Texas. What's
Yeah.
the university in that town? Because is it Southern Methodist?
Yeah, and you remember that was second grade.
You're right. It's all
Yeah,
the
you
way
remember
back.
what-
That's like a
yeah,
quiz
but
What
you're
time.
school you're
attached- you're
partying
always
at
attached
in
to
second
it.
grade?
Yeah, that's
I
true.
remember
Yeah.
the towns that I was born in, the town I lived in for 2 years, 4 years. I
Yeah,
still
but you got a
remember the town.
crazy memory, Justin.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
know.
yeah,
Not
I can't
everybody
say-
has a crazy memory like
Yeah.
that, bro.
I don't remember the
It's a blessing
university.
and a curse.
Yeah, I know.
I do remember they got the USS Lexington, and I do remember
that's
touring that. That was really cool because it's like an old World War II naval
Yeah.
base, and I went up there with my grandfather and then my family. That was awesome. I mean, I remember just being like, because they'd show how the operations and how the whole ship runs. So I highly recommend that. But that was way back when, so that was awesome though.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's your favorite restaurant in the state of Minnesota?
Favorite restaurant? Oh, it's probably gotta be Val's. 'Cause
Val's?
I remember
In the
that-
whole state, huh?
Yep, I think the whole state's got to be Val's. Because I remember the first time I went there, or it was freshman year, and two of my college buddies, we had just met. It was Nathan and Nick, and
Yep.
they were like, "Hey, have you ever been to Val's?" I'm like, "No," and then they're like, "You're in for a treat." So they told me, "All right, you got to go and you got to get the cheeseburger. You got to do the medium fry because you don't want to do a large because it'll be half your
Yeah.
big." But they didn't explain why. They just said, "Hey, you got to do a medium fry."
You don't
Or
want the
they didn't
large,
tell
yeah.
why. And then they said you got to do the shake too. And when I went in too, I didn't know how to order
How it worked.
necessarily. Yeah, I didn't know how it worked at all because they left it all. I mean, they left it so surreal. It's like you walk in, it's like, all right, first time experience. But anyway, we order our food, so I get the the burger, the shake, and the fries. And anyway, I'm eating it, and I think I was hungry, so I was either eating in the car or something along that lines, or when we got back to the house for sure in the living room, my shorts are just covered in the fry grease,
shit.
because that leaked through the bag, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's 2 big holes of grease. I was like, and so since then I haven't made that mistake, but Val's is a treat, especially for St.
And
Cloud.
what's,
So.
you know what's weird about it too is that when you first walk in there, you're like,
Yeah.
holy shit, this place is a dump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Honestly,
When you look at it, you're like,
This is a little on the sketchy
this
side.
this
Yeah.
is your favorite burger place,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Okay, all right, I'll order, I'll try it, but
Yeah, it's kind of like Josh when I told him this is the best pizza I have in New York. He looks at this, he's like, really? He takes a bite, he looks at me and goes, Justin, I'll never doubt you again.
dude, all those little hole in the wall places, they always look like a fucking dump.
What about Gilberto's? I remember
Ooh,
Sam
yeah.
telling me a story that you guys went after bar clothes one night, and he just showed me like the face you made when you got a burrito. You were just like so happy. He even showed me the face. You were kind of like,
Yes, that is true. I do like Gilberto's because they're like one of the only places in St. Cloud that's open 24 hours. So it's like when you go after bar close, like they're the place to go to. But no, I do love. I like honestly, I've only ever been there I think 4 or 5 times total. But every time I go there, it's a treat though. I think I really like that. I've only ever gotten the burritos because they're just that good. But
Yeah, I think me too. That's usually
Their tacos are kind of whack,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I usually
burritos
go
are slap.
burritos or what's the other one that's like a burrito? Maybe there isn't one.
Quesadilla.
No, enchilada. That's what it is.
Enchilada
That's
slap,
what it is.
too.
Yeah. My white ass couldn't think of it, but that's all right. Have you been to Val's recently?
no, actually, I haven't. Believe it or not.
Because so my friend, one of my good friends from high school, comes and visits maybe once a year or whatever, and hangs out for a weekend, whatever. And he insists we got to go to Val's at least once, if not twice, in a weekend. That's how much he likes it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Trent, he came last year and we went to Val's and he's like, did they like lower how many fries you get per bag or what now? And I'm like, you know what? It kind of seems like it. So I don't know if they're kind of skimping out on the fries now versus
inflation
once upon a time,
kind of a
but
deal.
Yeah.
It's worth a check out again. It's been that was the last time I went as well. It's by my house, but it's just kind of out of the way and. It's really not expensive though. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get the burger, fries, and a shake for $10.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
going back to what you said, like you walk in here, like this place is a dump. It's not a dump. It's just outdated because remember it opened back up in the 50s when
They
restaurants,
haven't changed it.
places like that in the 50s were like that. It wasn't a sit down. It was just like a go in, grab, and leave.
Yeah.
So because Val's is from the 50s, their owner passed away in 10 years ago, and it's just got that 50s vibe to it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of like how McDonald's was like when it first started, you know.
I
Kind of the same deal, you know. You walk up and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, where do I eat?
So, not including food, but just a fast food place I haven't been to in a while, but I love how they service is Sonic.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
the drive up, they come out with roller skates. I fuck with that.
Yeah.
Aren't we supposed to get one in St. Cloud?
Yeah,
I
should be
saw
one.
that, yeah, but where's the closest one? I think it's in Monticello or...
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
They got a good one in Elk River too. I've been there a couple times, but I
there's
do
like
love
3 or
Sonic.
5.
I don't think they really do the roller skates in Minnesota, though.
Probably not with the ice and snow.
Yeah, probably not too
Probably
safe.
seasonal.
Probably not too
Yeah.
safe on the ice.
First time I ever went to Sonic's was in Colorado. Super random, but was there for a family trip, and my parents, midnight, what are they, shakes or it's half price shakes or drinks or whatever it was. And
Smoothies
so
they have.
that's maybe what it was. Maybe it was
Yeah.
the smoothies.
That's
It
what they're
wasn't,
really
but
known for is their drinks and
Yeah.
their chili
It
dogs.
was like happy hour or something, so we went all the time. But I'm gonna go check on your little puppers.
Yeah.
He's just barking at nothing.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Dogs are weird like that, dude. I mean, yeah, they see shit outside and they're like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm just gonna bark at it, you know?
Yeah, have you ever seen how some dogs react when an ambulance drives by?
Barking at nothing? Yeah.
Barking at the door. Maybe the mailman's here.
At the mailman's here at 8 o'clock at night.
Maybe. Hey, maybe you got your Amazon delivery just showed up, huh?
I didn't order anything.
My shoes are supposed to be here by 9
You didn't
p.m.,
order
so-
the remote?
No,
Sus.
that happened last night.
Dude, I had a new remote here in 2 days.
Okay, it's been a day.
Alright.
But yeah, anyway,
We'll check tomorrow.
I really hope a Sonic comes to St. Cloud. I don't know where they would go, but right by our house, actually, there was this. So when you're turning left at the McDonald's coming from, the mall area,
Yep.
before I moved in, before I moved in, there was just nothing but trees there. They all tore it down. I was like, okay, they're doing something here, and we find out they're putting in another fucking car
A
wash.
Mr. Car Wash, yeah.
Nobody
It's a clutch
gives a
location.
shit about car
Oh,
washes,
you have
though.
no idea, bro. That is prime real estate for a car wash. You have
Okay.
no idea.
It's a good spot.
I could literally just wash my car at home.
You
not
could.
spend any money.
Yeah, but why would you?
Because I don't want to spend money and it's a do-it-yourself kind
Dude,
of thing.
when you get to that certain point, you don't want to do that kind of shit. And that is a clutch location because mainly it's
Right
all
across from that
it's all
Walmart, right?
geography and it's all placement. Because first of all, right now you have Mr. Car Wash right down on Division. You have that new Tommy's place near Way Park, getting all the Way Park traffic, and then you have Crew, which is trying to take Mr. Car Wash's market share in that downtown St. Cloud area.
Yep.
So by putting up a Mr. Car Wash over in Sartell, you're gonna get everybody from Sartell because people honestly from Sartell, I would not want to drive. I don't drive just to St. Cloud to get a car wash.
Mm-hmm.
Now, honestly, if I'm not doing anything, I might just drive over there and get a car because I have Mr. Car Wash. And so you're gonna get all the Sartell people, And then also what people you don't think about is that there's a major highway that runs right there too.
Yeah.
And then you go over the bridge and that's, what is that, Sauk Rapids right there?
Yep.
Over the bridge. So you're going to get all of Sartell, you're going to get all of Sauk Rapids, and you're also going to get a lot of highway traffic coming off there. So it's actually a prime location because you just took 90% of the market share from the two higher grossing cities in the area. Because I think it goes Sartell, Sauk Rapids, then Way Park, then St. Cloud for income per household.
Sure.
So you're taking the two highest income per household and basically
Cities,
getting a.
yep.
But my whole thing about it
Makes
is
It's a very good location for what it is.
But my whole thing is what you said actually the other day is I think we need another restaurant in Sartell.
We do need another restaurant.
I was
really
gonna
hope
say, I don't
they
know
do.
how big they're making that car wash, but that whole area
It can't be that
is
big.
that whole area is pretty big, honestly. That'd be a good spot for a Sonic too.
Yeah, I was just thinking another good place for a Sonic would be right down Division, like Highway 23. If you go towards Wade Park, that Ultimate Sports Bar and Grill,
right
kind of
over
by
there.
Marcus Theater, like where they got those hotels coming in. Or I really like that location because they got a lot of things popping up
Yeah.
there, and
They
it's
got
kind of like
they need
a
to,
guy-
businesses.
they
Yeah,
need
they
to make
got some
like a
new- yeah.
parking ramp over there is what they need.
That's a
I
good.
think they
You
would
can't
get
park at Ultimate, save your
yeah,
life. Yeah.
it takes
Yeah.
you have to walk like 10 minutes to get into Ultimate.
And not to mention, I've been there twice, and both times I had bad experiences with their food.
At Ultimate.
With their food.
Well, what are you ordering though?
All
Yeah.
right, so first time I got the wings, undercooked, rubbery, nachos. The meat was overcooked.
Gordon Ramsay. Okay, continue.
And it just wasn't enjoyable. It wasn't what I expected. You walk into a place like this, you're like, this food must be really.
Well, what
good. And I was
time?
disappointed.
What time did you go at though?
So
Was it dinner time or was it?
Ultimate was dinner time, and same thing with the nachos. It was dinner time.
Because if it's dinner
I was
time,
like,
then
yeah.
that's their fuck up. But if you go at like 11 or 12 at night and you order some
Never
shit
gone
like
there.
that, it's gonna be fucked up. That's just how
Nope,
it is.
Both were dinner time.
They're probably the amount of food that goes out between I'd say 10 and midnight is probably the most other than dinner time.
Well, what time does their kitchen close?
I was gonna say usually places are 11, but I don't know what there are because most like MC's is 11 or is it 10?
MC's is 10.
Yeah.
10. Okay,
Yeah.
so it might even be 10.
I heard MC's actually has some pretty good food.
And with Ultimate too, I'll gotta be honest, like the food, I don't even remember the food to be honest, or like I couldn't tell you what I ordered. What I do remember though is the atmosphere. I mean, the
Yeah,
TVs
it's
and like the
crazy.
people are like it's just electric. I mean, I
Yeah.
always have a blast there because like I've never been in there when it's not hopping and like it's not rowdy and you kind of like I like the lively scene and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
the
I get always
scene of
down
it,
for
the
that.
vibe of it,
Yeah, that
yeah.
I always think like an atmosphere, a restaurant's two things. It's like atmosphere and then the food. I think is what I always go by.
Yeah.
Did you go for like football?
Yeah, I think.
or what?
Let's see. What even was it again? I want to say. I think it was a football game. I mean, because I remember like the games that stand out was like the Minneapolis Miracle. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings, and that was awesome because like even the crew and everybody they were doing the Skull Champ, but the Ultimate Sports. I think it was just like in general. I don't even think there was a sports game going on. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think it was just like. Because the times I went, it was one time it was actually all the way back in August because my parents they had just helped my brother and I move up here because we lived together in an apartment.
Oh, sure.
And when we just went in, it was like a going away dinner type of thing, and it was like and I don't even think there were any sports on. And all honestly, we
Probably,
just
yeah.
picked that one to go on, but it was packed though, and we just had a great time and
Yeah.
really memorable.
Did you see those like speakers too that they had at some of the tables?
Yeah, absolutely, yes, sir.
Because I think I've only been there twice. Once was for, well, we didn't go for a football game, but it just happened to be Thursday night or Monday night, something like that. It was, Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
So yeah, I grabbed one of the speakers and had it turned up next to me and whatever. And the other time was just whatever. There's nothing going on, but kind of fun. Speaking of moving to St. Cloud,
Yeah.
so you graduated high school. Why in the fuck did you end up in St. Cloud? This is my favorite question to ask.
That is a great question. I think honestly, so my mom and dad are alumni here, and they
Oh, okay.
actually met here.
Sure.
So I think that was a huge reason. Like, there's just like I've got family too and
So they signed you up probably.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they were like, yeah. When I was born, they were like, oh, we went to St. Cloud State. He's going.
Yeah.
No, ultimately, I think it was a lot of reasons. Like, I think I really liked like the vibe of the town. Like they got like that's like a small town feel, but then they've got, I mean, big town. Everything's within the distance. And then too, I think my mom and dad were definitely a push. And my grandparents, they're near Little Falls in Flensburg, small town of like 300 people. They're only 45 minutes away, so family and friends are pretty close. But they got a pretty good elementary ed. They got a pretty good teacher program too. Like they're really good at teacher programs. They've got a great business program, and then they have a really fantastic nursing program too. Yep, those are the but I would say those are definitely the big ones. So
Yep, certainly. Is that what you wanted to do out of high school, elementary ed?
Yep, that's right. Basically, I would say it really started with because it started with my 3 younger brothers. Like my mom and dad would always work late, so I'd help them out with homework and everything. And it was just there kind of as like a role model and that sort of thing. So I think that was a big push.
Influence,
so big influence. Yep, that's a good way to put it.
Certainly. So you're not in school anymore. When did you graduate?
Unfortunately, I'm not. No, college. I think it's like that's the a great time, and everybody's like, no, May 2020 is when I graduated.
Nice. Good. I was gonna say, I thought you said you were done already.
That's right.
Justin said alumni. I'm like, okay, he's got to be done with school then. So, So what are you doing now? Are you working at a school already? Or?
Yep, that's right. So I do 6th grade over at Ogilvy Elementary.
Oh, okay.
6th grade. Yep, actually 5th and 6th grade. So I got 2 sections of 6th grade writing, 2 sections of 5th grade writing, and then a section of 6th grade reading. So that's been a blast because our TEAC alumni, Jacob DeBoer, he's actually from Ogilvy, born and raised, and he actually knows a lot of he knows like all the staff basically there. In fact, his dad was even on the school board, and I think his mom worked on the lunch menu. So he just lunch team or so, and they just have a really nice community. I mean, I highly recommend it there.
Good.
So.
I even asked Jake if he knew Chris, and he had no idea who he was. And I was like, wow, that's a tiny little town.
Right, because it's let's see here, like 398, I want to say, something like that. I mean, if I know if that.
I'm smaller town. So I believe it. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. And how far away is it?
It's a little.
Right here, 50 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, really? So you drive that every day?
Right. Well, from Sartell, 50 minutes. From St. Cloud, 42 miles, so 45 minutes.
40, that's not bad.
And then actually even with all Minnesota winters, right? My longest commute I think ever was only 50 minutes. So I mean, not even with all the the ice, the snow, all that stuff. Right. Well, actually, fortunately, little to no traffic. I mean, very rarely is there. I mean, I can't even remember because it's I always leave pretty early too. So I go down 23 and there's nobody. I mean, you're going 5-10 over, and the cops are pretty reasonable. Obviously. So it's a good good commute.
It's about the same commute I was doing.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Have you guys seen that that cop sign with the big lights and shit that's all over Facebook? It's it's got lights on it. I can't remember what highway it's on. It's on the drive to Mankato because I passed it, but it's beware, there's a cop behind this sign or some shit. It's like a big billboard in the middle of the highway, and sure enough, there's a sheriff back there. So,
always.
100%. There always is one. There was one when I drove by.
Just kind of like a thing to make sure people are paying attention.
Right. And I'm like, okay, if you're speeding or doing some bullshit and you pass that sign with bright lights, it's a billboard with spotlights on it, right? Yeah. You deserve to get a fucking ticket, bro. You were fairly warned of heavy, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I think that's pretty funny.
Where'd you say that was at? Or?
It's on the way to Mankato. I can't remember what highway it is. I don't remember what town.
Yeah, because I used to live down there. I lived in Waseca, about 30 minutes, east of Mankato. So I know, and there were 2 primary ways because I'd go up to St. Cloud, and there's kind of I don't know the names of the roads, but you can kind of go through that Twin Cities, or you can go around and get greater Minnesota, and that's a good. I almost both drives are pretty good. So
yeah, they're pretty decent. Yeah. For back to school in a little bit, was that your first choice? Was it to be because of the alumni hookup?
Yeah, that was definitely a motivator. I had applied at a few different places, but I definitely wanted something within an hour of St. Cloud, and that fit the bill. So I went in for the interview, and I just kind of connected right away. I saw Jake in them, if you know what I mean. But no, that was cool.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest pluses to the fraternity world. I know Josh, you have a lot of experience just
Yeah.
kind of running, thoughts and resumes past alumni as well.
Well, and I
remember
could have been working in Eden Prairie
I
actually.
was gonna say, and I thought you had someone
Yeah.
you were gonna go for an interview for, or something.
I did
at
go
one
in an
point.
interview. He
Did
offered
you?
me the job, but I don't know, I didn't want it. So.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, because I remember that, and unfortunately I haven't had that luck, but I'm chilling right now. It's not a big deal. But I know that's a great, experience as well. But
It'll happen though. Like I know my in my family line, Twan, he was telling me that he had a cool opportunity where he got to stay in Korea because he knew a T connection.
Yeah.
He got to stay there for like a month or two, like free of charge, because he had that like fraternity
Wow.
connection. So like we were talking about like how like being in college, like fraternity dues are, they're expensive for a college student. I mean,
Yeah.
$400 a
Yeah.
semester, like
Yeah.
depending on that's what Teak was, or I know, but the other ones could be like, I think Acacia was like north of 600,
Yeah.
but it's well worth it. I mean, it's like at the end of the day, the money doesn't mean anything. The relationships and the connections are where it's at.
Yeah.
So the brotherhoods, absolutely. So
yeah, certainly. So you were definitely in Teak. You were at CA. What was it? Front desk? What was it called?
yeah, community advisor, and then they did
Okay.
have the front desk. So I was a community advisor in Sherburne Hall. Yep,
Okay.
second floor.
What do you have any crazy stories being a CA?
Oh,
Someone that really fucked up? Or-
That is a great question. Let's see here. I know there was this one time two residents got into a fight, and I had like a field experience at the school that day, and the fight was at like 4 a.m. in the morning. So it's like,
Like
and
in the lobby or what?
No, right on the floor, right on second floor. Like
Okay.
it was right in that area, and let's see what had even happened. Yeah, because I got a knock at my door, and it was like that time of day. And then like they were arguing about something. It was like some type of roommate conflict, and I didn't even wasn't even aware that there was a roommate conflict. There was just like this build up, and then the tension hit. And I know one of them hit the other. So like and he said he wanted to press charges. So like the cops needed to be called, and it was just
Yeah,
like that incident went from like 4 a.m. to like 9 a.m. So I was
Jesus.
actually late for my field experience that day. Fortunately, I emailed my supervisor. He totally understood, and it was fine. But that's probably the craziest story, because I just remember like, all right, they hit each other, and I had to like mediate that and like be diplomatic and see things from both sides, and kind of had to spew. I mean, it was just it was a good experience though. Like I love being a CA for that year, but it's something where like I think like doing it for a year's great, but maybe like I'm glad it was only a year. Like I think it was time to move on afterwards.
Yeah.
It's
I've
kind
done
of
a
one of the
second year.
yeah. Well, I think I considered it, but it was kind of just one of those things that's like, all right, 1 year, it's like, all right, I can accept this and move on, because you kind of miss out a little bit at college, because you're like, you got to mediate those things, and then
Always
it's
be
nice.
there,
Yeah, exactly. Kind of be there and be present, but it's like when you don't, it's like really cool, because it's like there's that weight lifted off your shoulders, and you get
Right.
to enjoy college more.
Yeah, because A, you got to be there for a conflict like that,
Yeah.
right? And then B, any questions from a
Yeah.
student, or hey, something's not working out, you're in here as
Exactly.
well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like I haven't had anything like that happen to me since, so
Yeah,
that
that's
kind
fair.
of speaks for itself.
That's
but it
true.
was great, because it's like I met people like, I mean, I think that's how we met, right, Trent?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. So
Probably. As I
Yeah.
say, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember I just saw you
Yeah.
everywhere. Garvey, I went to Sherman
Yeah.
all the time because my closest friends were there all the time, so I just went there and whatever. So I know
Yeah.
that's 100% how it started. But yeah, certainly. So why, and I think I probably know the answer to this, but why
Yeah.
don't you move closer to work? Why are you still in St.
Oh,
Cloud?
that's a great question. No, there's just not I looked into that, and there's just not a lot of like apartments or
Yeah.
like houses in
between.
that area. Like, I mean, I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
there's some in Mora, but then it's like, then I don't have any like friends and family over there. Like, it's kind of like I would just be like a loner out there practically.
yeah.
And then like Malacca and Foley, it's like I heard like, because the band teacher at my school, he said he lived in Foley, and he just said he just hated it, because it was like all his friends were in the Twin Cities, and there was like, it's a 30-minute drive, so the commute wasn't bad, but he just said like he didn't like it. And then he moved to Fridley actually, and he got it set up where he could stay in Ogilvy, because Ogilvy to Fridley's like an hour 20 minutes. So he would do that commute Friday though, and he said he really liked that. So I think it's all about like, sometimes it's like, the work part's, going well, but it's fixing some of those things out in the personal side, and that makes all the world better. So
Yep, just kind of got to weigh one or the other. And
Yeah,
take the loss
exactly.
in one department and whatever. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. And then you got that work-life balance, and it works out well. So
Yeah, certainly. I know we kind of talked about the teak stuff initially here. And Ryan, was your in kind of to teak or what?
Yeah. Because when I went to those events,
I remember Ryan too.
Ryan. So he was definitely a big influence. And then my big Bryce Sorensen. So he lives out in Utah actually, and he's coming to visit in June. Okay. So he's gonna for Arthur and Katana's wedding. So they're getting married, and we're gonna that'll basically be a big teak wedding. Honestly, I think from from Alexa, like it'll be awesome. So. And then Bryce, though, he was a big influence because we just connected on a personal level. Like, I remember we would walk around campus and just kind of just see how each other were doing, because it's like being in college. Like, he's all the way from Utah. He'd be like, hey, I'm missing family and things like that. And then I would share with him, I'm kind of like, being away from, I'm only an hour away from home. So it's like, that's not too bad. But it's like just being like, all right, if a class was really hard or was going through some different challenges, he'd always be there for me. So.
Yeah, that's nice for sure. Yeah. So at that point, did you just get a bid? Did you go to some of the Rush events and then get a bid?
Yeah, so you're right. Yeah, Tony actually, he told me to stop by the house, and he gave me that bid, because that was really cool, because I didn't know Tony all that well. At that point, but I think him giving the bid was really cool, because it was like, all right, like I made really good connections with Bryce. I talked with Arthur too. Like, I had talked with a few different people, but like Tony giving me that bid was like, all right, this is awesome. Like, I have the this. And the only thing that was like I was weighing, like, all right, should I maybe not do this, is like financial, because my parents were supportive. That was awesome. I mean, they didn't really, because I know some people are like, when you give somebody a bid, sometimes they're like, oh, well, my family doesn't want me to join there. Like, fraternities get a bad rap in it. And it's just, exactly. Yep. So we get rid of that right away. And and I think we really do that well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, certainly. I would, personally, I would say Teak was the most respectful fraternity. Oh, geez, this is going to be controversial. But of the rest of St. Cloud, I mean, honestly, everyone's got their good members, but, I think Teak is, I don't know a single bad thing that I've ever experienced with Teak, just generally, speaking with all the members that I've ever met, and all that as well. Did you live in the house at all?
I did, and that has to be my favorite collegiate experience, I think, easily. Living in the house, because it's like you always go there, and something's always going on. And I remember, my favorite, particularly, it was spring semester. And let's see, I think Noah was graduating, and so obviously Noah and I we've known each other since first grade, so we were in Coon Rapids together, and went through high school together and everything, and it was just kind of all right, he's graduating, and so what we did was we had shaving cream everywhere. I remember we pissed some people off. Tony was pretty pissed. There was shaving cream on some of the composites, on the doorknobs, on the carpet. I mean, there was shaving cream everywhere, but it was so fun. I don't regret it at all. And we made people got over it. It's just shaving cream. We cleaned it all up. But I remember that memory in particular was just awesome.
What room did you live in the house?
I lived in Mather's room, so it would have been that one, the one closest to the kitchen on second floor, Brandino's old room, and then Dawson's there now.
Isn't that in the second floor?
Second floor, yeah, the one closest to the kitchen and the bathroom.
Mather's room?
Yep, that was Mather's room. Yep.
Yeah, I had Tyler's room in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like the layout of that room. The other two were just so cramped.
Yeah.
The thing that was weird, I don't know if you guys have seen my room when I was
downstairs.
Yeah,
Yep.
it had that weird little octagon in the corner.
Yeah.
I had no idea what to do with that. I just didn't really end up doing anything.
That was behind the TV and shit.
No, so you walk in and just in the
across from the fridge and shit.
In the northeast corner when you walk in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little hard.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird thing. Were you living in the house when we put that squid in your toilet?
I did. All right, you gotta tell that story, because I just.
Okay, we did not. Someone.
Because it's very funny. Because before we left for formal, I actually reminded everyone, say, "All right, guys, make sure all the windows are locked."
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
super funny.
Because I remember going to that teak formal, and I was so pissed because I knew that Phyta did it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Well,
It was
They
Bill,
knew. They knew too. Yeah.
It was Bill Voss.
And then do you remember when you lost your couch?
yes, that I remember. I was gonna say. I think I did live in the house for that because I was gonna say, who was that even? Wasn't that
It
was that?
Bill, it
Was that
Bill.
Bill?
Okay,
who still,
Bill,
did he
okay,
steal
got-
the couch
Yes,
too?
Yeah.
dude.
Wow. No.
He fucking
I know we did the squid thing, but
because
Yeah.
everyone was asking me like, were the doors locked? And I'm like, yeah, like the main entrance to the house has a pad on it, so
Right.
you can't get in.
Yeah.
And then like a couple months later, I just straight up asked Bill. I was like, did you take it? And he's like, yeah, I did. I was like, so my first question was, how the fuck did you get into the house?
he went on the.
He got
the roof.
he got a ladder, and one of the windows was unlocked.
Yep.
And I hope that wasn't my window because that had to have been up to second floor, right?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, but
Oh,
then
yeah.
but then they took the couch and put it on Delta's front porch.
Yeah, blame
Wow.
it on them.
Yep, that's where it was. I remember
That's
that.
classic.
But no, the squid. So I remember Bill came back and told us like, I was walking down the street and I knocked on Teek's door and I'm like, hey guys, I gotta go to the bathroom. And they're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, let you go to the bathroom, whatever. And so I think he put it in the tank,
Yeah.
right? So he lifted the top of it up
Yeah.
and put a squid in there. I'm pretty sure dead, but
Yeah.
put it back on. And I don't remember how it was found or. What
I don't even
the
know where
end
he
result
got a
was,
squid.
Yeah,
but-
where the
Yeah.
fuck are you getting a squid? There's
Like,
no. I
yeah.
look in like the fish department of Coburn's. They don't have squid.
You must have to go to a specialty shop or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's at the squid store.
'Cause-
Order it in.
Because like I know Von Hansen sells some fish, but I didn't see any squid in there.
Yeah, I feel like that prank took a lot of work. There was planning and
Yeah.
effort with that for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, like if you get a squid or same with the couch incident, I mean, those are impressive. They take
Yeah.
some planning and everything. So
Yep. Oh my gosh. That's a good time.
Yeah.
Greek life was a good time. What
But
was
now it's actually going down. Enrollment has dropped, and the chapters are tiny now. I
Well,
was over.
That's
COVID.
just
I
'cause-
was.
that's
I
just
was over.
'cause-
I was over at
yeah.
DZ last week, and I looked at their new composite compared to last year's. It got split in half.
Oh, I
Yeah.
believe it.
Well, that's
Yeah.
because enrollment is like half of what it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Isn't
And a
Sherburne?
lot more online,
Because Sherburne's closed now, right?
accessibility.
yeah,
Is it?
that's right.
Because I
Sherburne's-
remember they kept it open
What?
because of the pandemic
Wow.
to like
Yep.
keep it spread out. So they reopened it just for that year, but they ended up closing it down
Wow.
again.
Yep, that's
Because
right.
I remember my freshman year, they had just gotten done demolishing Holes Hall.
Yeah.
And
Well, and they just
They
rebuilt or
reo-
redid that one next to
Stearns.
Sturburn, right? Or
Stearns.
Sherburne. Yeah?
Stearns Hall,
Okay.
it was just closed. They used it for public safety training, and they just reopened it a couple years back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna get much better, but
No, it's just I don't know what the school needs to do to change that. It's because I remember I think you were at that meeting. We had a whole Greek life meeting, and they straight up asked us, "Why do you think why Greek life is on the down low?" And I threw in my honest answer, and I said, "Well, let's be honest. Who comes to St. Cloud State to join Greek life? You just come here and you end up there. If you want to go to college and join Greek life, you're going to the U of N.
Yeah.
You're going to NDSU.
well, the problem is they're just so strict in St. Cloud. Like, it's one thing to be like cracking down on like partying and stuff, but it's another to like be super strict about it. Like, you're really like how they're doing it is they're just encouraging more partying, in my opinion, and then like nobody wants to come now because every single type of event. I mean, if you're having people over, like 10 people over at your house past 10 p.m., guaranteed you will have a cop drive by at least once or twice
Yeah.
at your house. So
That's how it was. Yeah.
like no matter like if you were standing outside, a cop would look over at you as he drove by. Like it just got to I feel like it's at the point where it's just so ridiculous to where you can't do anything. Like I get it. You don't want all this partying and to be known as that, but at the same time, I mean, it's fucking college. Like you gotta let people have a little fun.
Well,
Yeah.
it really started with the president of St. Cloud State before the Indian guy,
Yeah.
Earl Potter. He died in a car accident. He went into the position of president of St. Cloud State to get rid of the partying
Yeah.
reputation.
Yeah.
Because back in the 80s, we were #1 in the nation for party schools. That's why I got homecoming taken away.
Yeah, but the enrollment and everything was also so much. I mean, I can't imagine how much money they're losing off of all that.
Well, Brendan Potter actually told me that when he was on the IFC board, he was actually like getting to know President Wacker, and she wants to make St. Cloud State a wet campus. Like she's pushing for it.
That's what it should be.
Because
That's what it should be.
he even told me he's like she understands that.
Wet
She believes
campuses-
That's the reason.
By far are way better academically than not in wet campus because it's when
I feel like that contradicts itself, though.
No, 90. If you look at any major college that has high academic proficiency,
Scores. Yeah.
Guaranteed, I'd say 9 out of 10 are going to be wet campuses because when you're a wet campus, you go to classes on how to drink responsibly. You go to all these things and they teach you to not be a fucking dumbass. Whereas St. Cloud, they're just like, don't do it.
Be sober.
Don't do it.
Be sober.
Be sober.
Be sad. Be depressed. I want to see you cry.
You know? So it's just one of those
But give me your money.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you're just it's like when your parents tell you not to, throw dodgeballs on the trampoline. What do you want to do?
What?
You want to throw dodgeballs at your friends on the trampoline. Just a weird thing. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yes.
When they tell you not to do something, you want to do it 8 times more.
Yes.
That's just psychology. That's just how it works.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting that St. Cloud used that approach to get rid of partying, because I really I guess maybe there's some merit to their idea, but.
Because I will say, our freshman year was pretty damn fun.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a little ridiculous. But again, if it was a wet campus and it was more regulated, where hey, you can, if you can't drink off campus, but on campus you can. Whereas that way, the cops don't have to patrol these garbage houses, and people actually want to live on campus because you can do these things in a safe, controlled environment where there's CAs around who can. Make sure you don't pass out drunk in the lobby or whatever. Whereas,
and obviously they'll
help you if you're fucked up.
Not even that, but they'll also enforce the 21 plus because that's a law at the end of the day. But it's kind of like a good Samaritan. If you're underage and you're drunk, they'll help you and they won't get you in trouble.
Yeah,
but you can't be an underage.
Dude, the Good Samaritan
with a fucking case of beer.
The Good Samaritan thing is like one of the biggest jokes I've ever heard.
How so?
Because it only protects the person who calls and the person who's drunk.
Yeah.
So if you're in a house with 4 people and there's 2 underage people and then 2 underage people and one of the underage, yes, it is true.
I remember that night when Jada we
yeah,
had to call
but
on
that
them.
was
the cop held her and he didn't care. He just left.
I don't know, man. I feel like it works. I don't think
It worked that way that night.
That's true, but most of us are 21 too, though.
No, we weren't.
I think I was.
You were. I wasn't. You weren't.
I wasn't there.
Were you?
I don't know who we're talking about.
I don't know
Jada
how she.
Wagner?
I don't know how she
know
got
who
so
that
fucked
is.
up that night.
If I showed you a picture, you would remember her.
I don't think so.
I don't know how she got so messed up that night.
Because she
though.
got twisted.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Whenever anybody gets twisted, it's always bad.
Yeah, I always tell people it's a bad idea, but nobody ever listens.
Yeah, Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And Josh always says before every single Phi Top party, if a cop comes, find me. I know how to talk to them. One time he does it. Put your
Excuse
hands
me.
behind your back.
That was like the 10th time I talked to them. I was 9 for 10. Okay, that's pretty good. Those are pretty good
Yeah, but
odds.
success
Yeah,
rate
that's a
wasn't
good
100%.
batting average. That's a good batting average.
That's
though.
what I'm
Yeah, but that
saying.
10 out of 10 doesn't result in 45 minutes in the back of a car.
Hey man, it wasn't my fault. Okay, that guy was an asshole.
Doesn't have a mugshot.
What's your
My
name?
lawyer even said he was an asshole.
What's your name? Josh Byrne.
That's why I got it expunged because he was an asshole.
What's your full name, including middle? Josh B. Byrne. Josh B. Byrne. But you didn't. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was bullshit, but you didn't say like your actual. And then he accused you of using a false name, which
I did spell it wrong.
did you?
I did spell my name wrong. Yeah, I did that.
B-U-R-N?
Yeah. Well, I didn't think he was gonna look it up on the spot. Usually they have that little notepad and they just write it down and then they're like, okay, and then they walk away. But he was actually like, yeah, can you check for Joshua B-U-R-N? I was like,
Why didn't you say anything?
because it was already past the point of no return.
Yeah.
I had to write it out, and hopefully he was just like, oh, it looks like our system's broken. All right, well, have a good day.
Yeah. Or hopefully there's a different one in St. Cloud campus.
Yeah, dude.
The same
No,
last
I
name.
never got
It
ID'd
was-
that night.
I was past the point of no return.
Yeah.
I didn't get ID'd that night either. All I remember
I just
was
took the
the
L.
cop walked up to the house. Me and Noah were on door. Noah was dressed up as a sexy cop with a mustache.
That
The
was so
first thing the cop does is when he walks up, he turns to Noah, does this. Really?
That's so funny.
And then there was a confusion because Noah walked inside, then Nico walked out. And the cop was just like, what do you mean? I just talked to you 2 minutes ago. And Nico was like, I have a twin brother. Cop goes, you know how many times I've heard that?
But those
He
are
goes
actual
like that.
twins.
Those are
That's
actual
how-
twins. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny as fuck.
Was that Noah dating the sweetheart Sydney?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep,
now
once
I
upon a
know who
time.
you're
Yep,
talking. Yep.
yes,
Yep.
yep,
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Those
yeah, I
are
was gonna
My
say I've
little-
got him on Snapchat. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, but I don't.
Yep. Yeah, I figured if you met
Yeah,
him,
he
you
would-
knew.
he would
yeah,
remember you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was gonna say I figured I remember.
Like,
it
it
sounded
was-
familiar.
Yeah.
See, it was really weird. So when I was out for Teresa's birthday and I saw Nate Mittag, we were kind of talking about like the older Fitas, and then Teresa told me she was talking to Drew Quist, and she said my name, and Drew was like, "Who?" And I was like, "Bro, Drew knows me." And Nate was just like, if he saw you, he would know you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But Drew wasn't really around that much that
No,
I know.
He
Yeah.
was on his victory lap of college. So
Yeah, he was doing whatever.
No, too, and that's just kind of the way St. Cloud is. I feel like it's one of those places. Like if you see somebody like you know them, like you might not know the name or so, like, but
mean,
it'll
you
ring
know
a
faces
bell.
better
Yeah,
than
you know. Yep,
names.
exactly. Faces
Yeah.
are better than names.
see, freshman year I was so good at remembering names. Now I'm just awful with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with that as well. Kind of taking a turn here. Let's get into some sports news. And there's been so many NFL moves this offseason. So, Luke, I want to ask you what you think the craziest trade or, signing that has happened this current offseason in the NFL is.
That's a great question. I think it'd have to be between, I think, either the Russell Wilson signing to Denver or either the Las Vegas Raiders getting Devontae Adams, because I feel like those are game changers. I mean, that makes that like easily the best division in football, hands down. I mean, if you've got the Chiefs with Mahomes and they have a loaded offense, their defense,
But they don't
I
have
think,
Tyreek Hill now too.
yeah, that's true. I mean, they're going to be a little different this season. I mean, I think they'll run into that. They might get in. I don't think they're going to win that division. They've been to the AFC Championship 4 times the past 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't think they win that division, though. I think it's either the Raiders or Broncos. I think Chiefs get in as a wild card, but it'd have to be between those two.
So the Tyreek Hill and the Russell Wilson thing happened in the same week, right? I
Give
could
or
have
take.
I could have
Yeah.
only
It's pretty close.
I could have only pictured Patrick Mahomes' reaction to that.
Well, and I feel like they would. I don't know if teams have to inform, like the other players or not.
No.
Yeah, they definitely
no, they don't.
Yeah,
Because sometimes they'll
yeah.
do the trade and the players don't even the player who's getting traded doesn't find that out until ESPN does
Really?
the update.
Yeah, like they're each in a column, and then they'll break the news or like it's something like
Yeah,
Damn.
like something not even football related, but Michael Bisping, UFC Hall of Famer, he stepped up on 2 weeks' notice to fight for the title against Luke Rockhold. Dana White announced it on ESPN. Mike had no idea until Ariel Helwani called him. He said, "Mike, Dana just announced you're fighting for the title." He was like, "What? This is the first I'm hearing of it."
Weird.
yeah.
So yeah, they don't really find out until the news breaks.
God, what? How do you think you would feel though if you're, I don't know, let's just say Delvin Cook, right? You get traded to the Jets. Like if you're on, the Vikings aren't a top 10 team. We'll just say that. We're all Vikings fans except for Justin. The Vikings are not a top 10 team, but if you're a decent player and you get traded to a trash team because you get 3 or 4 draft picks or something, right? How do you think you feel as a player at that point?
Kind of like Le'Veon Bell
Why?
from Steelers to Jets.
That's true.
That was like the year they were coming off their best year with AB, Roethlisberger, and Tony and Le'Veon Bell,
Yep.
and he all of a sudden because remember he held out for a whole season because of his contract.
Oh yeah,
I actually
that.
forgot about
Me
that.
too, actually.
Russell Wilson, I feel like he saw it coming with everything
Yeah.
around him. I don't think actually I would say he wasn't surprised.
Yeah, I think he probably didn't know the team maybe, but I was gonna say too, like I think you'd feel real crappy too, like if you didn't even see it coming. It's like you're gonna feel like you probably feel like betrayed, or that probably motivates you because you're like, hey, I'm gonna get back at this team, and I think that's why they have those revenge games. But I'm sure too that it's gonna be somewhat deflating. You probably take a confidence hitter. I imagine I would, because it's just like, hey, you were traded to a really crappy team, and it's like you probably go through, do I even care anymore? Like you kind of there's probably that mental
It's a mental
health
battle at
crisis.
that
Yeah,
point.
exactly. Yep, that's
Yep.
more mental than physical. So.
Yeah, because you can be trained to the fucking tooth, but I mean getting traded to a shitty team and feeling bad about it or feeling like you're not worthy of your old team, you're probably not gonna do very good. But if you take it the opposite way, like you said as well, okay, well now I'm gonna win a Super Bowl like Matt Stafford,
Yeah.
get traded to a brand new team. Now let's make something out of it. You can get that confidence boost as well. Receivers for Denver.
Jerry Jeudy.
Judy is the one I was trying to think of. And then who's the other guy that they have as well?
Their tight end's Noah Fant. He's
yes.
good.
I feel like they have a second wide receiver as well, and I like Javonte Williams, a running back. I think that he should be pretty good. But Melvin Gordon, I think, still has a year left on the contract with Denver as well.
He hasn't been the same since he left San Diego.
I am a Melvin Gordon lover, super low key. Yeah, he has the 3 or 4 point fantasy games, and then he runs for 25 fantasy points.
Dude, I fucking hate players like that. You're just like, you're doing shit, I'm sitting you, and then all of a sudden they have like the game of the year. I'm like, dude, fuck you.
Yep, and that's literally what Melvin Gordon is, unfortunately, and especially with the split backfield last season. I mean, we saw it a ton, Javonte Williams broke out for 100-yard plus games, couple touchdowns. Melvin Gordon didn't have as many, and other games they both had 20 points. It just kind of depended on, whatever, the play style, the play calling as well, But I'm really curious to see, kind of going back to the Raiders and Devontae Adams, that chemistry from Carr and Adams as well, because they played in college together, I saw. I don't remember what team it was, though.
Fresno? Because I know David Carr went to Fresno, but did Derek follow in his footsteps? I think he did, because I remember the Carr brothers. That's just what I remember. Is I think he went to Fresno too. I actually walked right by David Carr when I was working at the convention center for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Fresno it looks like.
But. Yeah, but he's a draft bust. Why am I bending over backwards to meet him?
Well, hey, it could have been Tom.
Why not, right?
He could be the next Tom Brady, dude.
David Carr?
Oh, no.
David Carr was a bust.
I don't
He's
remember
retired.
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to say I didn't hear the name before either.
It's kind of like...
Makes sense. It's Johnny Manziel or what?
So, not even, because Johnny Manziel was actually, popular in college, and people will always remember his name. Mm-hmm. Perfect guy example, Ryan Leaf. Do you know who that is?
I've heard the last name.
He was taken the next pick after Peyton Manning in the 1998 NFL draft. The Colts were contemplating about taking him because he looked better than Manning in college, but they knew he had an attitude. So they decided, all right, we're going to take Manning. And so the Chargers ended up taking Leaf, and he was awful. He is considered the worst draft bust in the history of the NFL.
Damn. I don't doubt it. We were kind of talking earlier about Andrew Luck, actually.
God damn.
Right.
What happened with? Do you remember what happened with him? Was it a mental thing? Did he hurt something?
No, he just didn't have the love anymore, and he just called it a career. Okay. I wouldn't call him a draft bust. He had a really good career.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Yeah, I really liked. I remember that because I remember there was this one game in particular. It was the wild card game against the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're down 28 points. And my dad and brother, they're cheering for the Chiefs, and I'm cheering for the Colts. And why I don't know. Or it's just to go against them, right? Kind of going back to that. If you say throw the ball on the trampoline or don't throw the ball on the trampoline, you're gonna want to do it. So maybe that's what it was. But anyway, there was that game too, and what happened? The Colts are marching down the field, and I remember he gives it to, I think was it whoever the Colts running back was at the time. I don't think it wasn't Frank Gore. It was whoever it was before that. But he fumbles the ball.
Keep going.
Yeah, and Luck picks it up and basically heaves into the end zone does a running back jump over, and it was just so awesome. And then they come back to win 2, and it was a shootout. I don't even remember. I think the score was 45-42. It was something crazy like that.
44.
Yep. Yeah. That was just such a good game, and I remember Lucky, he never gives up, and they could never get past the Patriots though. It's every time it's they always they have their number. Yes.
So right afterwards, guess who they went on to play after beating them?
Yeah, it was the
Patriots. And guess what game it was?
Divisional.
No, it was the Deflategate game.
Oh, is that game? Okay, I was going to say it's 2014.
And guess who was there?
Tom Brady.
Oh, you were at that game? No way. I was going to say,
game.
Wow, that's awesome.
I just say to people, they're blaming the football, this and that.
Yeah.
I was at the game. The Colts were getting kicked left and right. There was nothing they could fucking do.
But there was a whole court thing about it and text messages.
Yeah, that's because it's Tom Brady and everyone wants to see Tom Brady fail. And then finally, after that whole thing was settled, Brady just said, okay, I'm coming back after the suspension. I'm going to embarrass the fuck out of you, Roger Goodell. Yeah. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out who was the running back. Was Trent Richardson on that team?
I remember
it was Donald Brown was their running back.
I remember though at that time like the Deflategate, that was like a huge thing. I mean,
yeah.
that was
Why?
blown away because it was
Why?
like it was the storyline like that whole next NFL season too.
Oh,
like
yep.
but I remember like now you talk and no like nobody like everybody. Like no one cares. Like it seems like nobody even remember. Like I told the like when you asked like what it was after that game. It's like I remember it was the divisional game and they lost big to the Patriots and I don't remember like
Well,
the Deflategate.
The thing I say to people
Yeah.
is, did you really think the Colts were going to beat the Patriots?
Yeah.
Be honest. And second of all, you're saying it was a big deal. Ray Rice got suspended the same amount of games Tom Brady did. Tom Brady, deflate a football. Ray Rice, right hook a girl, knock her completely unconscious in an elevator. Both 4 games.
When was that Ray Rice thing though? Like what year?
It
Do you
was
remember?
right after the Ravens won the Super Bowl.
'Cause it was
So
Because
2013,
Ray Rice was
right?
on
Yeah.
that team. I think it was 2013.
Yep.
Okay.
Because that was the year that they beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl, where the half.
Gate was after that.
Yeah, it was the next year.
Cause I keep thinking about I don't remember who it was. It wasn't Henry Ruggs because obviously he's in jail. He isn't gonna play even if he wasn't suspended, right? But like I feel like now even like the Deshaun Watson case is probably a good example. Right now I don't believe he has a suspension in place. It sounds
He
like
doesn't.
they're thinking about it and seeing if there's gonna be something in there, but I don't know if there truly will be. But I feel like 10 years ago to now, it's like kind of not the same punishments almost.
Yeah,
Maybe that's the best way to put it.
Roger Goodell's forms of punishments are just really hypocritical.
Because like I think
he
if someone
went-
hit a girl
he
today,
bent
they'd be
his-
banned
He
for the
bent
whole
his
season.
ass over backwards to get Tom Brady suspended, but made no fucking effort to suspend Ray Rice for knocking his wife unconscious.
Right.
And that's why people after that were calling for him to step down, because when the video got released, they found out that Goodell had seen the video a couple months prior and still held with a 4-game suspension. So people just started going at Goodell, like, why is he not suspended for the entire goddamn season?
Yeah, if not longer, right?
Even-
yeah.
So I think, what was his name? Myles Garrett's punishment was really
Oh,
pathetic.
for Rudolph?
Attempted murder.
Oh yeah.
Fucking rips his helmet off and then hits it. That's attempted fucking murder.
Yeah.
I think that's a whole season right there.
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph, that's who it was.
Well, and two with Goodell too, I think it's like there's no consistency to like with I think too he's struggled with like when some of the players have like cannabis use or drug use and two I think that's been a problem too. And then I think but who would really be a great NFL commissioner I think is Peyton Manning. Like when he gave his I don't know if anybody watched his Hall of Fame game speech. That was I mean it's like you had tears to yourself at the end. You can just tell he truly loves football, but I think Goodell has inconsistencies. I mean, they're time and time again, and I do think there's a reason. Like this Thursday, he'll get booed at the NFL draft again for that
that's
like the
an
100th
annual
time.
tradition.
Yes, that'll definitely happen.
But like, why? Just because everyone thinks
Because
he's
of
shit,
how
or
much of a
what?
scumbag he is and
Yeah.
a liar.
Yeah.
But Peyton, I couldn't picture that him as the commissioner because I know Goodell's gonna. He has a contract to remain the commissioner until 2024, I think it is. So,
Really?
goddamn, we're
2
stuck
years,
with it for another
though.
2 years.
2 years, though.
I could see it with Manning though, because just the way like it seems like I think he's got like a vision for football in the future. I mean, I think he's got it in him too, and like, and I feel like he's got a backbone. Like he'll disagree and commit, and that's hard to. I mean, being an NFL commissioner, that's not for everybody. And it's like I think he's got it in him. Like I think he could do like a way better job than Goodell. I mean, it's like which isn't hard though. I guess that's a low bar though because of all that.
Yeah.
You know, just
Doesn't have a good
he doesn't have
reputation,
a good resume or like record. So
Yep. That's a good. Yeah, I've never thought about it. I did not know that he was on a contract as well. So that's kind of interesting. In 2 years, we're gonna have probably a new commissioner.
Yeah.
I don't think they would re-sign him. They could.
Nobody fucking likes
Nobody
Goodell.
likes him, but
I would be
the
shocked.
board probably votes on it if the board
Find-
likes him.
Find
whatever.
one NFL fan that has a positive thing
or
to say
player
about him.
on. Okay, besides
No.
Russell Wilson.
No,
besides
no.
Russell
Yeah.
Wilson.
There are players that hate his fucking guts.
I believe it. Right.
James Harrison, when he was in the NFL, was quoted as saying, "If he was set on fire, I wouldn't even piss the fire out."
Funny.
Yeah, not a guy. A lot of people like him.
Who else? But Justin, who else do you think would be a good candidate? Because honestly, thinking about it, Peyton Manning would be good. I think he would be great. Brett Favre would be the only other one coming to mind, but I just think he's a little bit, past that kind of stage in his life. I don't think he wants to come back into the football scene. He's not playing.
The only commissioner that was ever like in the NFL as a player and he was more known as a coach as a player as George Halas. And that was it.
Okay.
I can't really think of a player doing it though.
Right. Because I think that would be a good take though on it.
What's the criteria for how do you qualify for that?
Good question.
Before that, what experience?
You're not going to college for that.
What did Goodell do before he was commissioner that qualified him? I don't know anything about him before NFL commissioner.
Yeah, he's been in it for so long.
You would know more than anyone else, and
2000.
If you don't know, I don't know either.
When did he? I think it was like 2004 when Paul. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Retired. It was Paul T. That was his last initial.
He's been commissioner for 20 years.
Yeah.
It'll be 22 by the time he's done. Wow.
Yeah, he's been at it for a while.
Yeah, I think that they gotta call it quits. But yeah, that's a great question. I think it would be kind of cool to have a player's perspective as a commissioner, right? Because it's someone that's like in the trenches per se, right? They're dealing with the hits, so the commissioner can make a new QB protection rule or whatever. We've seen a lot of that already, but they can kind of adjust those rules and like the overtime rules. That's been a big debate topic as well because they just changed it again for next year's playoffs. But a player that's been there and done that and been in it for, I don't remember if Manning's played. He's probably played for 20 plus years. I don't even know off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But
He didn't go 20 years.
How long do you think?
He was 18,
He went like 16 or 17.
Something like that. Okay.
But still, because he retired right after the Super Bowl they won in 2016. He was drafted in '98, so 18 years. Yeah.
Sure.
Goodell was. Let's see. So Goodell began his NFL career in '82 as an administrative intern in the league office in New York. Under then Commissioner Pete Rozelle, the position was secured through a letter-writing campaign to the league office in each of its then 28 teams. In '93, he joined the New York Jets as an intern, but returned to the league office in '84 as an assistant in public relations. Goodell was appointed, yada, and he became commissioner in 2006. So he did have some experience in the NFL. Just as interning
in different positions.
He was with the league office.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
But still, to go from intern to commissioner,
Yeah.
that you're just get thrown into the wolves.
Yeah.
Right. And you kind of think about it too, like potential candidates, because I'm just running through and it's like any coaches that you see, and you're kind of thinking about it. It's like, well, like, I mean, Bill Belichick would make sense, like just with his experience and like all the Super Bowls. But, I feel like he just doesn't want to do that. Like, I can already, like, just his personality.
Belichick
like, yeah,
would
right.
never
Yeah, he
do
would
that.
never do Yeah, it's too administrative for
He
him.
would
Or
hate
he's a
that.
coach. Yeah, he would hate that
Yeah.
job. And, you just think about it and you're like, I really like Manning too. I think he would be a great fit. And then but anybody else though, it's like, well, like who else is gonna, like somebody's got to do it, right? Somebody's got to step up to the plate, and it's a big, definitely anything but an easy job. So
yeah, it's definitely a big position. I mean, because you brought up coaches again, I just thought of Bruce Arians. He just retired and stepped down as well.
Yep.
Yeah, he won a Super Bowl, and he had a good track record with, I think he was with a couple different teams. before
Arizona
Tampa Bay,
Cardinals.
right?
Yeah,
The
yep.
Cardinals, that's who it was. Because he did a lot of, good things with different quarterbacks as well throughout his time. I'm totally blanking on all the teams he was a part of, but I remember he had a hand in... Was it no? Who was it?
He was the quarterback coach for Manning, right, in Indianapolis.
Yes.
He was with the
Yes.
Colts with Andrew Luck too. Yeah, he would be. I really,
Yes.
now that you mention it, I could see him too. I think. Oh, so there we go. We got Manning, Arians, and then you look at there's like two people, and maybe the NFL, maybe because Goodell, I guess, kind of came out of nowhere, huh? Because
Right.
he wasn't a player or a coach,
Nope.
but I feel like they're gonna. I think Manning, maybe not the next one, but maybe the one after that. Like I
Yeah.
think his time will come. I think he'll do it.
Yeah, and at the same time, Bruce Arians stepped down to, spend more time with his family. He still has an office job, from what I heard, in Tampa Bay, back office, backside, whatever, behind the scenes more so, but stepped down, put the new coach in a good position with Tom Brady's last year, we think, right again. Good offense, good defense, whatever, so kind of, setting up the table for this new guy to have a good competitive season, right, a good shot at, getting to the finals. And then, at the same time, maybe he's just too old and is kind of over the sports scene as well, you know? So that's kind of the real big question is some of these older guys that are 40, 50, you know, that's not super old, but do you want to be in front of TV? Do you want to put your name out there for another 4 or 5 years? Do you want to, you know, kind of get the flack of making some big decision, you know? So I don't know. That's a good question of debate as well, and something that we'll, you know, have to monitor in the days or probably years to come here as well.
Oh, absolutely, no.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna wait for Justin to come back. Do you have a conspiracy theory you want to touch on before we get out of here?
Yeah,
I
you
know
know,
you had a couple in mind, but...
right? Yeah, no, I had wanted to touch on. Let's see here, how much?
Do you still got your hat? You still got your tinfoil hat for the conspiracy talks?
No, I lost that. Yeah.
Yeah, Josh
Let's
had
see.
a hat.
Yeah, here. Let's see. There were a few. Cause let's see. What?
Oh, we were talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah. There was the Super Bowl one. Yep, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yep. So like that, right? The NFL, right? There's like I know like the big one, like when we had it here in Minneapolis for Super Bowl 52. Everybody was like, "Oh, this is the Vikings year," and they made it to the NFC Championship game and
Was that with
lost.
Brett
Right?
Favre?
No, not with with Case Keenum.
Yes.
Yep, and that Mike
the
Zimmer team.
Miracle,
Yep.
right?
Yep. And then so the past 2 seasons though, okay, we've got Tom Brady and the Bucks win the Super Bowl at home in Tampa Bay, and then the LA Rams win in Los Angeles at home. I think you got to ask, like, what are the odds of it happening 2 years in a row? Like, is the NFL rigged? I mean, I think it's a fair question to pose. Or like, is there some because I'm sure like there's got to be a ton of money off of that. I mean, to have like the Rams
home Super Bowl.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I mean, there must have been. I mean, I think if you look at the economic boom from that, I mean, it's definitely, I mean, for sure in the millions. I wouldn't even surprised if it was in the billions.
Well,
though.
Where's the Super Bowl this year? Do you know? Arizona. So, you know, we kind of talked about this on the drive here. Tampa Bay, right? Okay, home Super Bowl. We're getting Tom Brady. We're getting all these guys, whatever. Sign Antonio Brown. You know, there's some risk there, but they made it work. They got there, right? The same thing with the Rams.
Yep.
Made the big change for Stafford and 2 first-round picks for the next 2 years and whatever else they got as well. You know, kind of taking a lot of risk in the future for that one, you know, playoff run just because it's at home. Do you think that is truly what it was? They just put all of they just went all in. They put their chips all in. If they lost, they lost. But obviously, the past 2 years, it's paid off.
I believe it. The Rams did it.
Rams did it. Tampa Bay did it.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Arizona doing it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think it's just like, because you just think about it, like, what are the, like, just looking at the statistics, the odds of that, and then you kind of just think, like, I think there are some calls, like, what was it that wild card game, the Bengals and the Raiders, like, some things definitely went the Bengals' way. Like, I think the Raiders got, like, and I'm not, like, I'm a Vikings fan. I'm not, like, and I do have, like, I think a Raiders, like, I mean, they're just a fun team to watch.
Like
you gotta say just a soft spot. You know, they've got a great
I like
offense.
Derek Carr a lot.
Yes.
And I'm sure you've seen a couple of interviews, even from last year, you know, I mean, they've, you know, Henry Ruggs incident, you know, there's a lot of things, but I remember an interview from Derek Carr in regards to the Henry Ruggs thing, you know, like, hey, let's not bash him on social media, you know, let's just let him deal and live his life because he's got a lot, you know, of mental stuff going on, and, you know, let's, you know, kind of support him. Yeah, what he did isn't okay, you know, kind of taking a father role, you know, on the team almost, you know, and kind of just being supportive and, you know, keeping the good vibes on the team with, you know, I believe there's a coach situation. I mean, there was a lot of bad shit that happened with the Raiders in this past season. So, and with the addition of Devontae Adams, you know, the Hunter Renfrow kind of story as well. He came out of nowhere. I don't even know where he was drafted in, you know, fantasy leagues, but a lot of people, he was still on the waiver wires because he wasn't a big name at the time. But nonetheless, he I believe is like top 3 for Raiders history in receptions for a season or something like that. Renfrow made a big difference as well. So the addition with Renfrow staying on with Carr, Devontae Adams, and that college, you know, experience and what's it called? Compatibility, chemistry.
Yeah,
that's the
chemistry,
word. That's the word I'm looking for. I think they have a good. I think they got a decent chance. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm still rooting for them.
Yeah, and then their offensive line, but yeah, I just feel like and two, like if you had went back before the season started, like nobody would have picked like the Bengals to be in the Super Bowl. I don't even think Bengals fans would have nobody. They kind of came out of nowhere, and but it's just kind of, you know, sometimes you just kind of think like, and then what was the other game. Like there was the Cowboys 49ers game, and I think there were some, there were some like controversial calls in that game. I don't know if I want to say good or bad calls, but just definitely controversial. So it's like, what do you think about it? And it's like, wow, what do you do? What do you do with that? So that's kind of where I'd say that conspiracy theory comes from. I don't know if I'm like full gun ho on it, but it's definitely popped into my mind. Like, okay, what's going on here? Like, there's just some fishy things, like
is
it's
there
just
really something going behind the scenes?
Yeah, like something. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I honestly, think at the end of the day, they knew it was a home Super Bowl. Put all their chips in. We're gonna get help. Basically home field advantage.
Yeah.
Basically, right? Crowd's probably mixed 50-50. I think they gotta split it up somehow, because I think if it's a home field game, I don't think you can put all of the Rams fans in the same stadium. Is there something in place to not have that happen at a Super Bowl? Do you know, Justin, for fans purchasing tickets?
Do you mean certain amount of fans?
So yeah.
There's
rooting
not
from each side. There may not be.
There,
How do you
there-
do a
there's
check
no
on that?
there's no limit. It just depends who buys them first.
I suppose.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I did not know that.
Like,
So you could've-
there's when you buy the tickets, there's no questionnaire. Who's your favorite team?
That's true.
Right.
Because you know what I mean. Because if let's just say it's a Packers Super Bowl, whatever, and every single Packers fan buys a ticket for the stadium, and every single fan there is a Packers fan, that's an advantage right there. It truly is. So I'm kind of surprised they don't have something in place. But at the same time, how many tickets are you selling? I don't know how you would put something in place like that either. But
Well, kind of to allude to that too, I was just thinking the LA Rams, who even is an LA Rams fan? Because if you think about it, they've only been in LA how many years?
5 years.
5 years.
I was gonna say less, but yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, it's I think when they were, when they were the LA, well, I know it was the LA Raiders that became the Oakland Raiders, and then the Las Vegas Raiders. I feel like those guys are hardcore. But you look at the Rams, though, a lot of their fans are probably from St. Louis, and it's just that's just
No,
no, not even.
Everybody in St. Louis hates the Rams.
Okay, yeah, that.
Well, I clarified that with Tony the other day because they don't hate the Rams. They hate the owner because he didn't want to re-sign a lease and buy a new stadium for St. Louis. He just said, "All right, St. Louis sucks. We're out of here. We want to move to LA." That's basically what happened. And yeah, so no one in St. Louis is cheering for the Rams.
Yeah, that's fascinating though, because you just think about it. It's and then they really had to start fresh. Then it's how many hardcore fans? It's you have teams with such history too. I mean, you've got Packers, Bears, Cowboys, 49ers. Vikings. All those teams. Those are vintage teams, and I just think that really says a lot about that. So it is what it is, though, as far as that goes.
Talking about vintage teams, you even mentioned the Packers, the Bears. That's the greatest rivalry in NFL history. They have the most meetings together, the most competitive. When you think of rivalries, I think of Bears, Packers.
Who are the Vikings rivals even?
The Packers.
Sorry, are the Packers just everyone's rivals?
Pretty much.
Yeah, the Packers are rivals with everybody because they've been around so long.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, the Vikings, they've got rivals, a rivalry with Detroit and Chicago. But that's not nearly as big as the one with the Green Bay Packers.
So my first ever Vikings game was my freshman year of college, the first year in the new stadium, and they played the Lions and they lost.
Really?
In overtime on Golden Tate's front flip, walk-off touchdown.
I remember watching that game, and they lost to the Lions 2 seasons in a row, and it wasn't until that third season that they beat Detroit at US Bank. For whatever reason, I think too, they would win at Ford Field, so they'd go into Detroit and win there, but then at US Bank Stadium they could not beat Detroit. So that those are the division games are the best though. I mean, when they play the Packers easily. I mean, and then the primetime ones too.
Yep. Yeah, Monday night and Thursday night games, that's the only thing on, right? Everyone's got to watch it.
Everybody's watching.
Yep. Did you dabble into fantasy football? Did you do any fantasy
football?
Yeah.
I actually that group of friends I took, Nick and Nathan, we got a fantasy team going with some other college people friends from freshman year.
Yeah.
And basically, this past 2 seasons, I've lost the fantasy championship the past 2 seasons. So my nickname in the chat right now is Buffalo Bills because back to back. I mean, that's what happened to them, right?
Yeah.
4 in a row.
Who knows? After this season, they might have to change your nickname.
Yeah, right.
Trent might need that nickname here soon.
Yeah.
He went from winning the championship
Oh, what's that
to
up
going to
there?
last place.
Oh, is that the trophy?
Yeah.
Oh,
So Luke, not
Yeah.
this past season, but the season before, I had a fire team, and then I played Josh in the semifinals, and I played Devin Singletary as the running back, and he had Josh Allen as quarterback. In the fourth quarter, I literally called at Josh screaming, and I was like, "Tell your selfish ass, egotistical quarterback to hand the ball off."
He ran in for like 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns that game. Josh Allen did.
It's all about
Fucking
you. That's what I was
awesome.
saying. And then, so I was like, fuck, now the third place game. And it was the game. I had Alvin Kamara on my team. It was the season where he broke the record for most rushing touchdowns in a game by a running
Oh my
back.
gosh.
There you
Cole, I texted Cole at halftime, and Kamara had already 40 points.
At halftime.
And I was like, I just texted him and said, "Hey, Cole." He just responded, "Fuck you." I ended up winning third place. I was like, God damn it. If I had beaten Josh, I would have embarrassed Trenton in the championship
Yep.
game.
Yeah.
Because what happened was, so it was us 3 and then Cole, final 4, right? I beat Cole and then Josh beat Justin, I believe. So we
Yeah.
were in the championship. They were in the third
How much
place
did you
game.
beat me by? It wasn't.
Our
that much.
scores, I won like 198 or something.
Yeah.
Maybe not even that. And then their score was Justin had 180 points and Cole had 160 or something.
Yeah.
So-
No.
No?
I
Cole
had,
maybe had
I
less.
had 170 something, and Cole got 110.
Okay, yeah. But either way,
Because
both their
even my-
teams would have beat our championship match if they would have
Because
made it on.
my quarterback went off to, God, who was my quarterback? It was Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, sure.
No, and it gets better too. Like that's always what I got teased about my team because I had like Delvin Cook and Kirk Cousins, and everybody was like, and then my other quarterback was Cardinals quarterback.
Kyler
Murray?
Murray.
Yeah, Kyler Murray. Thank
yeah.
you. I had those guys, and like people are like, oh yeah, look, why do you got Kirk Cousins? But whenever I started Kirk, I mean, he did pretty well. He got 20 points, but I was killing it throughout the season. Like I think I even had like the first seed or second seed, and it was just kind of one of those like, all right, is this the year? Because I haven't won a fantasy football championship, and now I have 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of one of those. All right, maybe let's give it another go. Like because we've got I mean, it's been like a 5-year league here now, so we're like 5 or 6 years. So it's I love those types of things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I had Jamar Chase last year. So for the championship game, that's when he put up that like 60 points or whatever.
Yep. The
Yeah,
final game.
yeah, he had like 300 yards and like 2 touchdowns or something like that.
Yep.
That was pretty sweet.
Yep. I was telling Luke on the way here, so my Madden 22 franchise team, I did a fantasy draft. And I've done 5-6 of them, and I keep getting Devonta Adams or Cooper Kupp as my wide receiver. Yeah, they're fun, whatever, but I'm like, all right, I want to play as Jamar Chase, bro. I want to play with Jamar Chase. I want to throw the ball to Jamar Chase. So first round, I end up picking Joe Burrow as my quarterback. Second round, Jamar Chase. Third round, Adam Thielen. Like, bro, Gronkowski, my tight end, like, just stupid stacked.
So-
And Jamar Chase is an 86 overall in Madden. That's good, but OBJ is 86, so
Yeah.
it's good, but Devonta Adams is 99 overall, right?
So
you throw the ball to Jamar Chase, he plays like Devonta Adams, even though he's an 86 overall.
Yeah.
It's
So-
freaking nuts, dude.
So hear me out. I just looked up the most fantasy points put up in a game. So that day I beat Cole, Alvin Kamara put up 56.2 points. In your semifinal game, Jamar Chase put up 55.6.
Yep.
Kamara's fourth place, Chase is 55. The most fantasy points all time in a game is Jamal Charles on December 15th, 2013. He put up 59.5 points.
Yep.
I forget what game
On the
that
Chiefs,
was.
right?
Yeah, with the
Yep.
Chiefs against Oakland.
Jamal Charles was my favorite.
215 yards rushing, 5 rushing touchdowns, 20, wait a minute. Okay, no, actually, so 20 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, 195 receiving yards, 4 receiving touchdowns.
195 receiving yards even?
Jesus Christ.
And so let's look at me and Josh's. So for Kamara, he got me 17 receiving yards hold on. So Alvin Kamara, 17 receiving yards, rushing yards, 155, and 6 rushing touchdowns. Jamar Chase put up 266 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
that's so many points.
And too, when you mentioned that too, that wouldn't even have been my first guess. I would have guessed either like Peyton Manning with those 7 touchdowns against the Baltimore Ravens, or I know, but there's been a couple of quarterbacks. Like I think Nick Foles, he had a 7 touchdown game too,
Yeah.
and I think maybe somebody else too. I can't think of, but yeah, that would be my guess. But it's like holy cow, though, that's a lot of. I mean, you would easily
think-
win that game. I mean, no problem.
From looking at this list,
Easily.
I think this is non-quarterbacks.
Okay, got it.
Because that's what you really pay attention to, because the quarterbacks throw the goddamn balls.
Yeah.
But that's the big thing too. Like obviously in fantasy, right? Running back scores a touchdown. It's 6 points, I believe. Regular scoring.
Yeah,
and
it's
then,
all 6 for a touchdown.
Yeah.
What? Even no, not throwing though. Because throwing, it's. I feel like for a
Pretty sure
quarterback, it's
throwing
less.
I feel like throwing is 6 too.
Maybe I'm wrong, but actually, I thought
I
it was
don't
like
know.
half the points as a receiving touchdown, but I could be wrong as well. It's been a minute, and I looked. I tried to do a mock draft like 2 nights ago.
And then,
I'm just curious of where people are right now at this point. I gotta wait, so
And
it's like I'm more
actually-
accurate. But
So 9th place, I do remember this week. Jonathan Taylor scored 53.4
yep.
points with
I had Jonathan Taylor too.
184
My
rushing
team was so
yards,
stacked.
4 touchdowns, 19 receiving yards, and 1 receiving touchdown.
Yes, I had last season. I had Jamar Chase, Najee Harris, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift,
Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford. Yeah, dude.
Just
My,
a loaded
team, my
team.
team was just
When you picked Jamar
stacked,
Chase,
bro.
I was like, who the fuck is that?
Nobody knew it about him. I told Trenton.
I
I
did
think
want him.
Trenton was the only person I told about him, and I was like, dude, you want Jamar Chase, and like he's playing with Joe Burrow, like you want Jamar Chase, and I drafted him in like the 3rd round or the 4th round or something, and everybody was like,
Yeah.
"You're an idiot," and I was like, "Just watch, you'll see."
I didn't think you were an idiot. I was like, who is this
Yeah,
guy?
dude.
But then you said he was a rookie, and I was like, you must have faith.
we picked 2 rookies: Najee
Who's your-
Harris,
Najee Harris and, yeah.
Who was your defense? Was it Indianapolis?
Yeah, Indianapolis. I actually traded somebody in the draft. I traded somebody for it. Was that Keegan?
I don't remember.
Somebody
Keegan
picked
or
Indianapolis
Murphy, yeah.
Colts defense, and I wanted them, so I traded him my next pick for the
defense.
Colts. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then
that was a good trade
there's
too.
one person in our league, Ricky, play for 4 weeks and then just never check his lineup again.
He actually
had
did
3
okay.
I think every league's
Yeah.
got somebody like that.
So
And
he
I'm
was
like, yeah, they're so
so-
sad.
Trenton was winless, and I texted Ricky, bro, fucking check your lineup. We want to keep Trenton winless.
Yeah.
Because he
And
had
he
like
never
3 players in
responded.
on bye week and an injury or something.
Uh.
I'm pretty sure he lost his phone at that point.
He
so,
had
like,
3
I won.
He had 3 fucking quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And he had some great players. I was like, bro, I would kill for those fucking players, and you're just sitting down, not even using them.
Yep. A lot of them left on the bench, and me as commissioner, I'm like, I could update this lineup, but I'm not going to. Nope.
I just love he was telling me, he's like, I'm going to beat your ass in fantasy this year at the bars. And I was like, really? Are you going to play past week 3?
Yeah.
And he was like, yep. I was like,
I don't
We'll
even
see
think
about
he
that.
set his lineup the first week.
I don't know.
Maybe the first week. That's about it, though, yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't do a whole lot after that.
Josh, what was... Oh, yeah. I like big titties. And the picture was... You still have no ideas who those were.
I have no idea.
Yeah, Trent, yours was... What was your name? Team name?
A Waddle my wood.
Yours was Waddle
Yeah,
My Wood.
Jalen
So I had
Waddle.
Jalen Waddle and Robert Woods.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's,
So I put their last names in a team name.
I like big titties, dude. That's a staple now.
No.
So my
It's a
the
staple.
first year I played with you guys, my name I actually looked back at my history. Mine was Smoking Jays because of the Jay Cutler meme of him always with a cigarette in
oh,
his mouth.
yeah.
And then I moved to Trump Train because it was election year, and I had my profile picture, like that picture of Trump on a tank with a gun. And then, so obviously the election, Joe Biden's president, so I switched it to Let's Go Brandon.
Yep.
Because
Oh.
that started trending.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna say, what if I think I had like one time Cookie Monster, like for Delvin Cook.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was pretty good. And
That's
then
a good
what
one.
was another good one too? Or I've seen like
Adams was Hot Chub Time Machine.
Yep. Like for Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Any one of those like with the nicknames, I always feel like is good.
Yeah.
So anything
Fucking-
like that.
What was cute? Swazi?
Swayze,
Swayze.
baby.
I don't get it.
Don't, me neither.
Keegan's was just stupid. Fucking right.
Yeah.
And then Ricky taking the dub.
He took the L that year.
Yeah.
The year
Um,
before.
There was what was Nick's I think Nick had a good name. I forget. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I don't remember
You
either.
can get really creative with those fantasy names.
Yeah.
I like to use the last names as an if I can get creative enough and put something together or figure something out. I've Googled it too, like, okay, I got this player, what can I make out of it, or the last name or something.
The Brady
but
Bunch.
That's a good, see,
Yeah,
there's
there
a
you
ton
go.
out there,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if I change this.
Oh, I think I had to red hot Matt Stafford, because he had just been traded to the Rams, so I was like, all right, I'm red hot Matt, or
Yeah.
something like that, or
Yeah.
I like that, and then I think I had one it was something with I know so in our league Ryan Herbolt he's the one that doesn't check our lineup, or he's Jake had and I didn't
Yep.
teak, so he's always that guy, and he had a good one. It was Winona State Warriors, because he did his grad school program there, so that was something that was just related to him, frankly, or just
sure.
a fun one.
Something just
Yeah.
popped in my head.
Yeah.
What if so I keep my name, but every week if I lose, I change my team name and my picture to I did that, and then I have the picture of the Joe Biden pointing and it points at my score. I did that.
That would be creative. Or people get a bang out of that.
You can do that.
Yeah. I don't know. I definitely want to go into fantasy this year, being a little bit of a troll, but I do want to,
Yeah.
because last season I didn't really look into football. I don't know.
Yeah, you
I just
definitely
didn't
got
really
a
care
troll.
at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am
Yeah.
a troll.
No, yeah, I think that's half the fun. I feel like it's
Yeah,
just.
trolling
Oh, there was
everybody.
there was a good name with Le'Veon Bell, or going back to that. I can't think of what
TBell.
that. Yeah, it was. Maybe that was
Yeah.
it. Yeah, there were a few good ones with that.
Yeah, there's a ton of them
The
out there.
Liberty Bell.
Mahomes. The random question, then we should probably cut this one off because we're doing good on time. Justin, question for you, because we talked about this on the way here, and just how terrible this football team is, and how they should kind of recover in this next upcoming NFL draft within this next week. The New England Patriots. What do you think that they need? They don't really have they got Mac Jones. Good, fine, whip-de-doo. He threw 8 passes one game and they still won. Not a big deal.
No, he threw 3.
See,
passes.
even
Yeah.
worse. Yeah,
Against
even
the
worse.
Bills.
Even worse.
Yeah.
But they still won.
What do they need? What do they need? What are they lacking? What do you think?
So listen, I was saying really it was wide receivers, but at the same time, the wide receivers that really succeeded, no one really knew who they were.
Right.
I mean, people knew who Kendrick Bourne was, but
They were all
he
no-names.
overachieved. What's the word?
Expectations?
Expectations.
Yep.
But then I was saying wide receiver, but then we picked up that stud from the Dolphins. What's his name? Parker? Is his
Devontae
name?
Parker.
Devontae
Yeah.
Parker.
Yeah.
He's a good addition. I think that's a good wide receiver we have. Because obviously now there isn't really stars in the market anymore, but
Right.
Parker's good.
You could get Julio Jones. He's still out there, I
Is
think.
he still out there?
I'm almost positive. Because he got cut by the Titans 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. And
Yeah.
I haven't seen if anyone's picked him up yet.
If
But-
Damian Harris, I was going to say running back, but my dad told me about Damian Harris 2 years ago. He didn't really do much in his rookie year, but my dad said, just watch. He's going to do incredible. That's a guy you should probably pick up on fantasy next
Yep.
season. He's a stud.
I had him last year.
He exceeded expectations. He lived up to the hype. He was looking good. As for needs, I think we need more of. I want to say we need more cornerbacks, because I know J.C. Jackson's gone. Who's the other guy? Malcolm Butler's coming back too.
Yep, saw that.
Really?
But how has he been since? Has he been meh?
Meh.
Yeah, but his best play ever was with New England. That was in Super Bowl 49. So it's good to have him back. We're gonna miss J.C. Jackson a lot, and he's
He's the best corner in the league.
putting up multiple interceptions. I think he finished. No, there's the guy with the Cowboys who led the league in interceptions.
Trevon Diggs.
Yeah, so I would just say defensive backs, safeties, because I know one of the McCourty twins left and Devin's on his way out. He'll still play. I think he'll be productive, but I won't think he's as good. I think they should really focus on bringing in defensive backs and offensive linemen. That's what I think.
Yeah,
Sure.
Because wasn't Mac Jones the most sacked quarterback in the league?
I think so.
Or no, it was Joe Burrow. That's who it was. But I
Yeah,
think
say that.
I think Mac was right behind them though. So I was actually listening to a podcast while I was chopping wood yesterday, a Patriots podcast, and they were saying the wide receivers, the offensive line, and the D-backs.
Yep.
So that's what I think we really need. We already traded away our first-round draft pick because, I don't know, Bill Belichick tries. I was even thinking because Bill Belichick never picks anything good in the first round.
Yeah.
He kind of plays like a poker game with the other coaches.
Yeah.
You know, he trades and he gets all these late picks, and all the other coaches are like, is this a fucking joke? Then he bluffs them, and he gets all these incredible picks in the later rounds.
That's super funny.
Yeah.
He's just
And they-
playing mind games.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that just because you're in the first round, you're going to be a stud. That is not fucking
Yeah.
true.
How's your cord there, Jen?
Yep, this computer's dead now, thanks to your dog. Fucking bitch. This is
But
why I
yeah.
don't like you.
With the addition of Parker, I think our offense will do just fine this year.
Well, and to his method works too, because I mean, you've seen all the success they had. I mean, it definitely. I mean, clearly, it's like I'm surprised more coaches don't do that because it's like, yeah, you want to trade away those. Like I traded the first round pick for more, like third and fourth round picks because I almost feel like more great guys come out of those rounds than they do out of the first and second, which is kind of ironic. It's like that's what you'd think, but I almost think. I mean, the method is like the more picks, the better, easily.
Yeah. And
so.
also, one of my philosophies is I'm not going to pick somebody solely based off skill. I want to pick you off coachability. And if I'm a great coach, I can morph you into a great player. You come in with the skills, okay, but that doesn't mean you're going to succeed.
Yep.
It means you're going to be an egomaniac who thinks, oh, I don't need you, coach. Just let me do my thing. Bill Belichick hates that. As soon as he hears that, you're out of here. You're
Yep.
gone.
Yeah.
He wants to coachable players, somebody who can be with the Patriots culture, that do your job, sign your job. This is what you have to do. Do it. He needs those coachable players, and that's what he loves.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you don't want another Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Very true. That's very true.
Probably don't want another one of those.
It's like too. It's
Do
the
you
same
guys
thing.
think he'll ever
Yeah.
play in the NFL again?
No.
No.
After when he got cut by the Patriots, in my sports class, they asked us, "Hey, raise your hands. Do you think Antonio Brown will ever play in the NFL again?" I was the only person who raised my hand. And now after this shit happened, I don't think he'll ever play again.
No, I think he's
Yeah.
done.
Because it's like
His attitude is too much.
Yeah. It's like you got to go by attitude and character, and it's like it's the same thing. Like we saw it in a fraternity too. That's what we solely go based off of character giving bids, and you see it in a job interview too. People, they don't even go by. You can teach anybody really any skill. They go by personality, and it's like that's huge. I mean, I think you can just see it in football too. It's like the coaches, that's what it's all about, character and personality, really.
Yep.
So
Because you don't come in being a Hall of Famer. The coaches make you into a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that big debate. Was it Belichick or Brady? It's 50-50 in my opinion. Because behind every great player, there's a great coach.
Yep.
Could you imagine Tom Brady playing for fucking, name a horrible coach. off the
Leslie
bat.
Frazier.
Who?
Leslie, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, former Vikings coach. Yeah, I was gonna say he was awful.
Or who was the
Yeah.
other one?
You mean
Brad
the Buffalo
Childress?
Bills
Yeah,
defensive
he,
coordinator?
He was like a little bit better, but it's still pretty bad. Yeah, he was, but because he took him to the 09 championship against the Saints, so
Yeah.
he's a little
And
decent.
Favre
But
blew that.
yeah,
Because I remember, I think like a month or two ago, we talked about how much of a good play is the coach and the player. Because obviously the coach is not the one throwing the ball. And my whole thing was, the player's focused, okay, this is what play we're going to run, this and that. The coach is looking at the other team, which players are coming in. We have a plan for those players, what play will work well, and that's up to the coach. And they say, all right, run this play, and it's up to the players to execute it. So, yeah.
It's true. That's true. It's just like a battlefield, you know. Hey, go and dig this trench here. Oh, sorry, wrong spot. You guys just got bombed. You know, you can send them out for good intentions, or you can send them out to get screwed as well.
Yep.
So.
And there's another saying: some guys are just college coaches too. Some college coaches just can't make it in the NFL. Nick Saban's the perfect example. Probably the greatest college coach of all time. Horrible NFL coach. Coached 3 seasons with the Dolphins, and he was really bad.
Yeah.
The only examples of success are Pete Carroll and a couple others.
I feel like he just got the one, and that was pretty much it.
And he also coached in the NFL before he coached college too.
Oh, really?
He coached the Patriots.
The heck. And that I did not know. That I did not know. Well, we are definitely past our normal time for this episode. If you made it this far, thanks for staying with us. Luke, how was your first experience on the podcast?
It was awesome. I'll definitely be back anytime. So I appreciate it a lot, guys.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
definitely.
Thanks for coming on, brother.
Yeah, so it's
Absolutely.
awesome
Yours-
to have you.
Yours in the bond, 756.
Hell yeah.
There you go. There you go. After Barry Bonds, do steroids. I'm just kidding.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Only hugs, no drugs. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're listening on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure
Oh,
you
shit.
hit that heart and make it green. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Peace.
Wait, our heart's red?
And on Spotify, they're green. Make sure you turn it green.
All right, bet. Peace.
Peace.
Go get a do trip. I like how she move it. I like how she move it. I got that new whip. Go get a do trip. I like how she move it. I like how she move it.